Hello YouTubers! What we're going to talk about today is the new blades that Silhouette has come out with for the new Cameo 4. They've come out with a lot of new kind of specialty blades, and then there's the original blades too, and I'm seeing a lot of questions about what does what. So I figured we'd talk about them real quick and then see if y'all had any questions. So the big difference off the bat is the size difference. So all of the new blades for the Cameo 4 are going to be significantly larger than the Cameo 3s. So all of these blades only work in the 4. They can't go backwards. All of these blades work in the Cameo 1, 2, and 3, the Curio, and the Portrait. If you want any of these blades besides the automatic blade, if you want any of these to work in the new Cameo 4, you're going to have to get one of these adapters. And they just pop on. They are a little flimsy feeling, but they just pop right on. And the blades are different for, they have different little grooves in them. They have different grooves in them for different blades. So this little black one goes with this one because it's got the front groove on it. And you just pop them shut. Apparently you can buy more if you either break them or lose them, which I can see that happening. Really? There we go. You just pop it into place and then it shuts. And then it's got these little things on the back so the machine can read what kind of blade it is. So there you go. And then you can pop them back out and use them in the old machines. So apparently, there we go. So these are the adapters. You've got 4 that come with the machine. You can buy more online too. And all they do is they make sure that you can use the old blades in the new machine. They can only be used in carriage 1, which is the standard carriage on Cameo 4. So the carriage 1 is going to be able to do what your old machines could do. As always, the black one was your standard ratchet. This blue one is the exact same thing as the black ratchet. It's just been sold as a fabric blade, so you can see the difference in color. Now this guy is the deep cut blade, and a lot of people are asking what's the difference between this deep cut blade and this new Kraft blade they've come out with. So the big difference is the blade. Let's see how well the camera wants to show this. So see, this is basically meant to work like an X-Acto knife. And see, this has got a much smaller blade. So see, that's the big difference in them. There you go. So that's the big difference in those two blades. Now, the Kraft blade is new, and you turn it to adjust it. Now the Kraft blade is kind of new, so I think you're kind of working out the kinks on it. The big thing to know that is just like an X-Acto knife where you wouldn't cut like a really detailed little thing. The machine's going to have a hard time cutting out this really small intricate little thing because the blade's big and it's going to struggle. So it's meant for bigger material that's going to make like big swooping soft curves, not the most detailed thing you've ever seen in your life. Now right now what they're saying is that this guy is only for the Cameo 3 and the Curio. Now, the reason they're saying this is they're calling it a 2mm Kraft blade. If you put this all the way out in a Cameo 2, you will tear up the machine. Now, if you want to use it further down, you can totally put that in a Cameo 2. And the reason Silhouette's saying no is because they don't want people to put it all the way out and tear up their machines. So you can use them in a Cameo 2. I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend it, but if you want to come down here to a smaller number and use it for something very specific, you can get away with it in a Cameo 2 or a 1 or a Portrait. I've actually never used this deep cut blade, so I have no idea what they're really used for, but I have them in the stash just in case. So the new blades that Silhouette has come out with, the big one everybody really wants is this Rotary Blade. Now it's got a I guess collar on it or little ring on it, and it eventually will come all the way off. so you can kind of see the rotary part of it. There you go. So you can see the little rotary part of it. It looks like a rotary cutter. So it's meant to work like one of these guys. So here again, keep in mind that it's meant for general sweeping, swirly kind of general sweeping curves. It is not meant, just like you wouldn't cut out like a really jagged piece with this guy. This thing's not going to be able to do it either, and you're just going to want to pull your hair out. So, but the cool thing about it is apparently it can cut fabric without any backing on it. So you can just put it down on the mat and let the machine cut it. But gentle sweeping curves. Also, it can go in the second carriage. See the two? Which means that it can the bigger force in the second carriage of the Cameo 4. So the Cameo 4, the first side is for regular settings, and then the second side is the one that's got all the force that everybody's excited about. But make sure this guy's all the way back before you use it. And then keep in mind, if you wouldn't want to cut this out using your, using an actual rotary cutter, your machine's probably not going to want to either. Also, just because you don't always have to cut fabric out with this. You can cut fabric out with the other blades too and put stabilizer on the back of it. Sometimes that's the better option than this guy. Just keep that in mind. This is the automatic blade, and it's supposed to tap. It'll tap and it'll move the little red line inside. See, it'll move the little red line inside every time it taps. See the little red line? So it's supposed to tap once and then go to where it's supposed to be to, and then tap to go back to 0. If you're having issues cutting, make sure that this is flat. They've redone the face of this because one of the big issues in the Cameo 3 with the auto blade was this guy didn't sit flat and then it would cut too deep. So they redesigned it to try to make it easier for people to get, for it to sit flat and people not have issues with it. Make sure this guy is cutting, or make sure it's moving like it's supposed to, so whatever it's supposed to go to, and then back down. Also, this little guy at the bottom apparently has been coming loose. They unscrew. They just unscrew. So it's apparently been coming loose on some of the machines. So if you're having problems, make sure you screw this back down or take it out and look at it. These are the big Kraft blades for the 4. They're going to be the same thing. So they come back down. Now, because these are for the Cameo 4, which has got a higher cut, a higher clearance, it's got more numbers. See, this guy stops at 20, and this guy will go all the way to 30. So they're calling this guy the 3mm Kraft blade, and this is the 2mm Kraft blade. So the 2mm is going to be for the older machines, or for the Cameo 3 specifically, Cameo 3 and Curio. This guy is the 3mm Kraft blade, and it's going to be for a Cameo 4, and it's going to, yeah, it's going to adjust. And it also can go in carriage 2, which is the carriage with the force. So, they're saying this will be able to cut like wood and things like that. I think everybody's still kind of testing that one out right now. This is, so you get 2 in a pack because they're expecting that they'll dull really fast. You get 2 in a pack. You only get 1 rotary blade. This is the new punch tool, which I think is a bit of a work in progress as well. It can go in carriage too. But what it does is it's supposed to punch out the negative areas in a design to help you figure out which areas weed easier. So you can see them because they'll have a hole in them. You'd have to set this up in the software to get it to figure out what it's supposed to punch. But from what I've read, it's a bit of a work in progress. So they're still working out the kinks with this guy. And then this is the new pencil holder, which I'm honest, I'm not a fan of. So it comes with a little cap on the bottom, and it comes with these 3 little holders, small, medium, and large. And I don't know. See, this is the one I just used. I was doing sketch files for Valentine's Day, and I just used it in the Chromos one, which I really like for the Cameo 2. But But for this one, you're supposed to, your pen goes through this, but my problem is this is the small one. And like I could probably force it on this, but I don't honestly know if I'd get it back out. So here's the medium one that's too big. So my guess is you're gonna have to tape it to get it to work. And then what happens is it comes through and it screws on. And then your pen's supposed to be in there more solidly than mine is. Well, maybe it is. Okay. I guess when you screw it down, it tightens up. And there's your pen at the end. Hopefully, Chomas will come out with a new one soon. I'm not a fan of this. So, and then that would be how you would get sketch pens to work. I'm hoping eventually with the newer, because the holders, since these are bigger, they'll come out with a pen holder that's even bigger. Because that's the biggest you can right now. So, anywho. Alright. So I think that kind of covers the basis of all of this. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. I have the Cameo 4 and it's still sitting on my desk. I haven't gotten it actually out yet. But I'm hoping to today maybe, and we'll do some stuff with it. If you have any questions, let me know if you want to see anything. We're kind of open for that. So please like and subscribe, and we'll be back with another video soon.